stagflation fears, war diplomacy, and AI fighting financial crime. Today's headlines are rewriting the rules of global finance. Welcome to Finance and Economy Daily. Let's unpack today's biggest stories. U.S. stagflation fears are back in focus. A Bank of America survey shows about 70% of global investors expect stagflation within a year. That means slow growth with stubborn inflation. In that setup, companies face margin pressure and consumers face higher living costs. Investors are shifting playbooks. More are looking at gold and short-dated inflation-linked bonds. Some are hedging equity risk with options. Cyclical shares, such as small caps, appear vulnerable if growth slows further. In contrast, megacap tech may hold up but will still fluctuate with data. Bond markets could face a squeeze. If inflation stays sticky, the real value of long-dated coupons erodes, and yields can stay elevated. The US dollar could also wobble if growth slows and inflation bites, pushing capital toward other G7 debt and into commodities. In Washington, Ukraine peace talks are raising geopolitical stakes. President Zelensky and several European leaders met President Trump at the White House. Trump said the US would help Europe provide security assurances in a future deal. European leaders pressed for a ceasefire first. Russia continued attacks during the talks, with civilian deaths reported overnight, adding urgency. Markets care because outcomes here feed straight into energy, food, and defense. A credible path to de-escalation could lower risk premiums on European assets and ease pressure on gas and grain prices. A breakdown would do the opposite, supporting defense stocks, lifting crude and wheat on supply fears, and cooling risk appetite in equities. For central banks, renewed price shocks would complicate rate cut hopes. In tech and finance, funding for AI fraud detection is accelerating. New York-based IVEX raised $60 million, Series B, to scale software that helps agencies detect financial crime across the US, Europe, and Asia. OG Venture Partners, with backers including Insight Partners and Citi Ventures, led the round. IVEX says its tools have helped find billions of dollars in offshore assets and illicit flows. Total funding now stands at about $85 million. Why it matters: banks, fintechs, and payment processors face rising fraud and AML costs. Better detection can cut charge-offs, shrink compliance penalties, and speed investigations. For taxpayers and consumers, more efficient enforcement can reduce losses and keep the financial system cleaner. For investors, this is part of a broader trend. Nearly $1 billion went into U.S. public safety tech by mid-2025, linking AI adoption to real cash flows in regulated markets. That's all for today's Global Economic Roundup. For your daily dose of global economic and finance news, please subscribe, like, share, and comment.